Good evening and welcome back to postseason NoQuipFootball here on NoQuip Sports, your no funny business source of just football news. You get in, you get out, 5 to 7 minutes or less, and hopefully you get some fantasy pick'ems along the way. So friends, today we're just going to do a little bit of recap stuff. For starters, we're going to talk about the AFC wildcard predictions. So here's the thing, I like to go back and point out my mistakes whenever I have made them, and I have made one. So originally in the prediction, in the 4 versus 5 AFC wildcard game, I had Oakland over Houston. Houston obviously won that game. We're going to talk about it in a minute. And also in the 3-6 AFC wildcard game, Pittsburgh visiting Miami. Miami visiting Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh did win that game, but more importantly, I did mess up on the Oakland-Houston game, so let's talk about that for a second. Houston Texans won 14-27. I didn't get a chance to watch that game, but I was just looking at all the highlight and all the recap stuff. It appeared in the first half that Oakland is actually keeping up with them, namely because Osweiler is somewhat untrustable. You had a good shot at still winning even with Cook at the quarterback position in this particular game. So in the first half, for the majority of it, they actually looked good, and then all of a sudden Houston just blew it open, and all of a sudden the score was 20-7. And then in the second half, obviously Oakland could not make that up. They scored a touchdown, but also Osweiler, I believe, ran one in, or maybe that was the Hopkins catch. But regardless, they got another touchdown, and that essentially put it away. And then Cook, the Raiders had to start getting aggressive with it, and it turned into an interception fest. So Cook threw, I believe, 2 interceptions, maybe 3 in the fourth quarter, definitely 2, and it was a hard one to lose with, knowing that Oakland is actually just so much better than Houston, in my opinion, and they just got hit with 2 huge key quarterback injuries. So tough season for them. Unfortunately, they go back home, but next year will be great. I actually just heard today that they promoted their quarterback's coach to offensive coordinator, keep him around with Derek Carr, so that's going to be some good news for them coming down the line. But anyways, on to the Pittsburgh-Miami game. I was actually in Miami this past weekend, and I got the chance to watch the game with my new cousin's husband. I was at a wedding, and a lot of Miami fans there. I happen to be a New England Patriot fan, and they're good sports. I was there cracking some jokes the whole time, but it was very fun. It was a good time, and unfortunately Pittsburgh, unfortunately for them, Pittsburgh absolutely rolled them, put them completely in their place. Unfortunately, Matt Moore did not look good that day. The rest of the team really didn't look that good. There was a ton of defensive breakdowns for the Miami Dolphins. But you know what? Here's the thing: is Pittsburgh did exactly what they needed to do. They went in there, they put their pedal to the metal, they put their foot to the throat. Whatever you want to say, whatever overused saying you want to put in there, that's what they did. They did it well. They executed perfectly, and that's exactly what needed to happen. So my AFC playoff prediction update, now that we have the Oakland Raiders out. I think in the divisional matchup, the Houston Texans visiting the #1 New England Patriots. The Patriots are going to win. It's going to be kind of like a scrimmage, in my opinion, but we'll talk about that more later on this week. And then in the divisional, I expect the #3 Pittsburgh Steelers visiting the Kansas City Chiefs #2. I expect Pittsburgh to win. I think Kansas City usually gets off to a quick start, but I think Pittsburgh is going to overcome that easily because they have a lot more explosion. And then in the conference championship, I predict the #3 Pittsburgh Steelers visit the #1 New England Patriots, and New England also wins that game. We've seemed to have had Ben Roethlisberger's number this entire time, so we'll see how that goes. Just to keep you updated, my Super Bowl predictions remain the same at this time. The NFC #1 Dallas Cowboys versus the AFC #1 New England Patriots. If this is the scenario, I think the Patriots win, but it'll be a close game. If anybody else from the AFC shows up, Dallas Cowboys definitely win. And if Seattle and New York is now out, but if Seattle shows up, it's going to be a toss-up between them and the Pats, and it will be extremely close and hard to call. However, if Atlanta or Green Bay shows up, because Detroit is now out as well, if Atlanta or Green Bay show up, then the Patriots win easily, very easily. And I am saying that about the white-hot Green Bay Packers, so I know it's a hot take. But anyways, folks, while you're all here, please don't forget to subscribe to No Quip Sports here on YouTube by clicking the red button down below or the annotation I'm about to put up in front of my face. And also, make sure that you like No Quip Sports on Facebook. That link is in the description down below, as well as following us on Twitter at No Quip Sports. That link will be in the description down below as well. For all of you that have done those things already, thank you so very, very much. I hope you've been enjoying our postseason No Quip Football coverage. Have a wonderful day, and this is only part 1, so part 2 is coming shortly with all the NFC updates. So I'll talk to you soon. Go football.